I'm going to tell you a secret about LinkedIn. The fastest way to kill your sales is to sell in your LinkedIn posts. Now, I know that's counterintuitive because if you have a product or service and you're looking to use LinkedIn to get more clients or customers, then don't you need to tell them what it is you're offering and ask them to sign up? To a certain degree, sure. But the mistake that so many people make, I've made this mistake myself in the past, we try to sell things before we've created any demand for the thing we sell or really for ourselves. We're putting the cart before the horse. Now, I'm sharing this episode of my podcast in the digital arena where I recently had a conversation with my 6-year-old Wilder about his YouTube channel. It kind of brought this into focus. I hope you enjoy. We are back in the digital arena with Tony Albrecht. That's me. I'm Tony. You know that. And I had a conversation with my 6-year-old son, Wilder, last night. That was just so good. It was a fun conversation, but it involved my son making a mistake as a budding entrepreneur that I have made multiple times in my life and that I see folks make constantly when it comes to trying to build a business, trying to sell stuff online, trying to leverage content. Where Wilder and I were talking about Wilder's World, his YouTube channel. We've had this idea for a while, a channel where my little man who loves animals and has that sponge-like quality where he will just absorb information and teach us stuff about animals. Like, he just loves it. And we live up in the woods. And something I've seen in my son is an ability to pay attention and to notice things that I would never notice. Like, he notices things on the ground with bugs and with birds, It's impressive. And he lights up when he talks about animals. He loves it. When we were in Mexico earlier this month, I guess going the opposite end of the spectrum from bugs, he went swimming with whale sharks out in the ocean and just not fazed at all. Like, only kid out there, and he just went for it. Just like dialed in, focused, swimming out in the open ocean with the world's biggest fish. All this to say, like, the kid has an affinity for animals. That's been clear. All right. So we've been talking about doing this YouTube channel. We've even sat down to record a couple times. Between a combination of, my ADHD ass and his attention span, we have yet to get it off the ground. It's gonna happen. But came up last night, and Seville was there too. They had been talking earlier in the day where Wilder has been watching this YouTube show, two characters who basically play Minecraft. And so it's basically watching people play the game of Minecraft. And it's this Australian guy, and he's got a bird brother named Milo, whatever. But Wilder has taken a liking to this show. And they have a merch store. Right? And you can buy T-shirts and plushies, stuffies, plush toys, So Wilder asked if he could get some of their stuff, and Seville said no. And then Wilder connected the dots. He said, with my YouTube channel, we could sell T-shirts. We could sell plush toys. And you could see him kind of light up at the idea of merch sales stemming from the YouTube channel where he talks about nature and animals and helps nurture in his fellow kids a love of nature. And so we're talking about this, and he's zeroed in on this idea of selling stuff to his audience. While I love the entrepreneurial spirit my little man has, he's making a mistake. Like I said, this is a mistake that I've made. This is a mistake I see constantly. It's understandable. It's the thinking that the reason we can do stuff is just to be able to sell it. And in a way, like there's some truth to that. Like, would I be spending as much of my time and attention and energy on the LinkedIn platform if it couldn't make me money? Absolutely not. No, of course not. But there's a mentality that requires, or at least I believe, requires that we not focus on the money making when we're starting out or when we're early, arguably even once you're pretty established when it comes to content. What my little man is missing is, yeah, sure, you could make t-shirts, you could make plush toys. There is no demand for those things from you at this point, right? Nobody knows who you are. Nobody trusts you, and I'm talking to my 6-year-old son who doesn't listen to podcasts right now. You're just a kid, right? And that's true. Whoever you are, right? If you haven't been putting stuff out in the world, nobody knows who you are. Nobody particularly likes you, aside from your network, your family, your friends, right? The people who know you in real life. But when it comes to starting to show up in the digital arena, that's the name of the show. We have to approach it as nobody knows who you are. Nobody gives a shit who you are. Nobody trusts you as a person. And nobody trusts you as being the person to solve a given problem that they have. And before you're in a position to sell them anything, whether it's your high ticket service or a plush toy, people need to know who you are. They need to like you, feel some affinity for you, and they need to trust that you can solve a problem for them. When I think about content and how to build a presence online, a magnetic presence, as I like to say, one that can attract opportunities and clients, customers, we're getting it at the heart of the difference between lead generation and demand generation, where content can be used either to generate leads or generate demand. And the mistake that folks make is thinking you need demand regardless, whether you're going to sell things through demand generation, which is I think of as a magnet, you're attracting people, or through lead generation, which is that funnel model. So it's magnet or funnel. Regardless, if you're going to build something that works, you need demand. People have to want the thing that you're selling. They have to be able to afford the thing that you're selling. They have to see you as the person they want to buy it from. And so when my son has the idea of, I could sell t-shirts through my YouTube channel, like, okay, cool. But so far you have 0 subscribers, 0 videos, and nobody needs more t-shirts. I see you got all sorts of problems, right? There's not a demand for the product. A Wilder's World t-shirt, right? Nobody knows who you are, and nobody trusts you to solve a given problem, which the problem that Wilder can do, where I've told him, like, let's focus on making 10 really good videos or 10 fun videos, right? Let's focus on that. So what we can start to do once we make 10 videos that we have fun making, where he's sharing stuff he's learned, he's getting excited about it, is you can start to create some demand for more of your stuff, that people want to spend more time with you. They want to learn more from you. They just want to hang out with you more. And this is where we can start to get into magnetic territory, right? Is that if you're able, so again, my little man zeroing in on this topic he's really passionate about and that he does know a fair amount about, particularly when it comes to 6-year-olds. So hell, he teaches me stuff on a weekly basis. It's that passion that you're leading with for just learning and for sharing what you're learning. That's how you can create demand for your audience developing a deeper relationship with you. And one of the ways that you can develop a deeper relationship with somebody who's creating content is to buy their stuff, right? If he's starting out saying, I want to sell t-shirts, I want to sell plush toys, eventually you need to still get to the point where you're saying, I need to make stuff good enough that people want to hang out with me so that they may be interested in buying the plush toys. Because if you're not doing that, then you're just making commercials for t-shirts. And nobody wants to watch t-shirt commercials. So that's the mistake that I think a lot of us make when we start showing up on LinkedIn or when we start building a business. And I've made this mistake, again, more than once. Someday I'll tell the story of the time that I ordered 500 t-shirts when there, again, was not demand for any t-shirts from me. I think I sold about 20 of them. But for now, I actually need to go record another podcast, so I got to jump. But the moral of this story is if you're getting started or if you're trying to build a business online, you don't want to be out there trying to sell your stuff. You don't want to turn your content into just commercials for your thing. Your content is an opportunity for people to get the chance to know, like, and trust you. That's how you create demand among the people you're talking to, among your audience, and your potential clients or customers. You're creating demand for you, for your time, your talent, your expertise. And that's where they can start wanting to buy your plush toys. Clear as mud? If you got any questions, comments, concerns on that, thoughts, love to hear from you. Shoot me an email, Tony@contenderllc.com. Although we're about to change that to contendercreative.com. Or drop me a DM on LinkedIn. Would love to hear from you. And I will see you out there in that digital arena.